Hey guys, here is, you know how we did the box method earlier for factoring? Here is another method. It's shifting A to the back and multiplying it to our C term. Remember when we've got our trinomials, our first term is our A, that's on our squared, and then our B and our C is just our constant at the end there. When we did our box term, we would find the product of A times C that would sum to our B. This is a little different method of doing it. So there's a couple different steps. Basically, we multiply the coefficient of our A term back to the C, to the back. Basically, we're getting it so that our A coefficient is just 1. Those are super easy to do in your head because you only have to worry about products of C that add to B. Instead of going through like A times C and then finding all that stuff, it's a lot easier to do in your head when your A is just 1 and you're just worrying about your B and C term. This kind of helps mimic that. So step 1 in this different method is we take our A term, in this case it's 2, and we multiply it to the back. We bring it back here and multiply it to our C term. So 2 times 18 is 36, so that's what we've got here. That's what it turns into. Next, the next step is that we factor this basic trinomial here. So we've got x squared minus 15x plus 36. We can do that in our heads. That's just x minus 3, x minus 12, because we find factors of positive 36 that when added together sum to a negative 15. We can do that. Those are easy to do in your head. So the next step, this is where it gets a little weird. Our third step right here, third step is to take that A that we had at the beginning, our 2, and then we make that denominators in fractions that use what we got in step 2 to make our fractions. So instead of x minus 3, now it's x minus 3 over 2, because that was our original coefficient on A. And then instead of x minus 12, it's x minus 12 over 2, because that was our original coefficient on A. Then we simplify those. Our next step is to reduce. We reduce those fractions. 3 halves is already reduced. That stays as 3 halves right here. And then 12 over 2, well, that's 6. That just reduces to 6. We don't have a denominator anymore here. After we reduce our fractions, we take our new denominators and then put it back to where our A would have gone over there on that term. So instead of x minus 3 over 2, now we have 2x minus 3, and then this stays the same, right? We didn't have a denominator there. This is different and new, and it can be a little confusing. Follow the steps. Follow the steps. I actually like this method more than I like the box method. It seems it goes faster. The more practice that you give it, the quicker it is. Again, if you love the box method, do that. But this is just a different method of solving the same problems. So, you know, give it a shot, and if you like it, you can do it like this. All right. These are just more examples. It takes a little practice to get it down. I think in your homeworks, there may only be 1 or 2 that require you to actually use this method. The rest is like difference of squares, or it already starts where A equals 1. Anyway, so this is just a new method of solving the same kind of problems. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.